Remember how unstoppable the Predator was in the first film? It managed to dominate and destroy an elite team of soldiers, the best of the best. The soldiers were being humbled, having to deal with something they knew was more dangerous than them. Even Arnie was outclassed by the Predator and his trap failed. He just barely locked out with the counterweight. He left away traumatized and having lost his team. The Predator had the last laugh. When it comes to battle, the Predators are meant to be superior to us in almost every way. They have more advanced weapons, and we've seen the feral Predator one-shot a grizzly and lift it. Do you know how dangerous a grizzly is? Even if we go by the original film's logic, a Predator can single-handedly lift Arnie, who was probably between 105 to 120 kilograms at the time. So isn't it unrealistic that they lose in every film? I'm gonna go into detail here, but I want to preface by saying I've shared my thoughts on Reddit, only for Reddit mods to remove the post without a real reason. The post was gaining traction, and it was good to see many agreeing with me, so I felt I should share my thoughts here, where it hopefully won't get removed, and where more people can see where I'm coming from. In the second film, the Predator runs from Danny Glover, as if he's afraid of prison. And then he gives Danny Glover all the time in the world to kill him with the smartest. The third film with Adrian Brody is the worst offender. We have a new, superior race of predators, as if they weren't powerful enough. And we have even more predators. The human characters are a weaker and less focused team than the one we see in the original film. Yet they somehow kill 3 super predators within like an hour. Seriously, why is the berserker predator just standing there? If this was the original film, he would have at least run to a better spot, and he would not have taken forever to kill Adrian Brody. The fourth film takes the superior race concept even further and adds an overpowered upgrade predator. And then we're supposed to accept how easily it dies. Prey is the least offensive of all the sequels. It shows the Predator getting injured significantly throughout the film, which weakens it before the final battle. We also see this Predator manage very impressive feats, but how does the main character manage to physically overpower the Predator? She somehow slides backwards between these rocks. Is the Predator not capable of keeping her pinned down? Excuse me? I doubt it's possible to yank something that heavy down, even with the way the rope is tied around it. If someone can correct me, please do. And then the mask happens to be in perfect alignment with the Predator's head in order to kill it. Do any of these victories actually feel plausible? Are any of them convincing? I'm not here trying to hate on these films, but as a fan of the Predator itself, it's upsetting to see them be embarrassed in every sequel. It's so artificially forced. They've become bullet sponge enemies who boost the ego of the plot-armored characters that manage to kill them, which really goes against the first film. Even the way they die, the berserker predator in particular, are we supposed to find this moment entertaining and cathartic? I'm seriously asking because I always found this bit really painful to watch. It feels like they're actively trying to degrade the predator as much as they can. I want to be clear, I'm not saying humans can never win, but at the very least, we should see the predators win from time to time. I know the writers struggle to find a plausible way for a human to kill something that powerful, but showing the predators can win against the protagonist would help offset this problem, add some balance, and more importantly, it would introduce stakes into this franchise. I'm sure some of you have grown bored of seeing the same formulas get repeated over and over in other franchises. It's been boring for me to know what to expect in this franchise, to know the protagonist will always make it to the end. I know some people are comfortable with that and believe it should always be that way, but the franchise will eventually become stale as a result. People will lose interest. Even if you do prefer to see the humans win, wouldn't the victories feel far more earned if you know there's a chance they lose? If you're aware the film could go either way. The Predator would also become a more respected foe if we know it can win. There's nothing out there that states the antagonist of a story can't win in the end. And it's not like we ever see the characters in this franchise reappear in other films. In the original film, the Predator was toying with this team and having fun with them. It was just a vacation of hunting for the Predator that went wrong. And every sequel just has the Predators being belittled, the protagonist not being pushed to their limits. The first film went out of its way to convey how unstoppable this thing is. I mean, Arnie literally locked out with the counterweight. None of the sequels have respected that. The third film was a great opportunity to have the Predators win, since the human characters are not actually good people. We have no real reason to want Royce or Isabella to win. We're just forced to root for them since the camera mostly points at them. We've seen movies where the monster wins at the end, and they do work. The movies are meant to convince us these things are dangerous, but the sequels have failed to accomplish that for me. I do like the theory that we're only seeing the occasions where Predator happens to lose, but that still doesn't defend how artificially written the losses are. With the release and success of Prey, it's looking likely we'll explore more settings and stick to the humans versus one Predator formula, since it's a safe formula and Prey was positively received. This is a good opportunity to finally introduce the Predators winning with clean victories. I really hope they do this. It would shake things up and catch the audience by surprise. The franchise would see more life, and I really care about this franchise.